Amjad next. He's a teacher, a trainer, a TEDx speaker, and a senior leader. For him, he says education is all about ensuring that wherever you come from and whatever your parents do or don't does not impact on a student's potential of success. So he says that whatever success means to that young person, it should be found and celebrated. And that's just his biog. His biog is inspirational. I can't wait for his talk. That's what he looks like when he comes out, you recognise him. And that's all right, really. So, good stuff. Start a round of applause now, please. Just a gentle one. Keep going as he makes his way to the front of the stage. Raptures now, that's right.
Hello. That's not meant to happen with it. I'm not meant to have created a sound effect entry. What the tip was is when I normally do this presentation, I have music on, and then when I want quiet, I just turn the music off. And everyone suddenly goes, oh, look to the front. So just a quick tip for you, try that. As students come into the classroom, have some music playing. When you want them to go quiet, just turn the music off. See if they go quiet. The first person that then settles down is really, really right, listening to you. Maybe say to them, okay, what do you want the next song to be the next time I do that? So you can pick the musical entrance, something like that. Okay? I'm Amjad. That's my website, that's my Twitter handle. If you want to connect with me, please do. I'm going to share with you some ideas in the next 20 minutes of what we can take from teaching, what we can do from teaching. My clicker isn't going to work. Right. CPD or classrooms? Which one? We have people in our classrooms that are like this. We have people in CPD sessions that are like this, that are very much resisting to what we say, very much resistant to how we think, and therefore that has a kind of knock-on effect to who we are. We have people like this. Notice how the rage is connected to the phone, because the phone then shares that rage with the rest of the world, or to your husband or wife or partner or whatever. Or you have someone like this, who's the comedian, who thinks everything is silly based on what you're saying, and they want to make a joke out of everything you're saying. I personally think laughter, smiling, enthusiasm, happiness goes an absolute long way. When you guys were coming in, Jazz and I were ushering people towards the front, and the reaction that we got was either, why are you asking us to move? Or, why are you asking us to move? And then I just went around randomly just to say hello to people, and the reaction is either, do I know you? Should I know you? Why are you saying hello to me? Is there something that I've forgotten? Have we met before? Rather than just, oh hi, how are you? Everything good? It was just a kind of awkward, and I do it everywhere, whenever I do talks, I just go around and just say hello to people. And you get a couple of people, don't get me wrong, that will just say, oh hi, how are you? My name is so-and-so. I say, my name's Amjad. It's a nice conversation. But generally, the kind of British culture is, we've never met before. I don't know why we are talking. And then, I always linger just to make it that bit longer and awkward. So I'll stand there like this and, oh yeah, nice to meet you then. And people find that really, really difficult. And we often find it really difficult to say hello to students. We see them out on the street, or we see them in the supermarket. Oh my God, they're going to see I shop at Tesco's. Yeah, we have to eat, I'm sorry. Or you see them in a trainer shop. Oh no, they're going to notice I don't wear a suit all the time. Why don't we spread out, push out that happiness, spread out and push out that excitement, and show our students that we are normal human beings and we are not like this. There's two people that are laughing in this room right now. There's one who is a mood hoover, and the second person knows of a mood hoover. So mood hoovers suck the life out of every possible situation. Anything that's happening, you find the negative element in it. You can be doing the best thing in the world, but the weather's not that nice. You could be going to the best place ever, it's a little bit expensive. You can be having the best time ever, oh, but we don't have too long there. Mood hoovers. They suck out energy from every platform. Now you have an opposite, which I don't have a trendy name or graphic to link to them, and they're the people that are super enthusiastic. They're the people that are too in your face, kind of like Tigger. If you notice, Tigger doesn't actually have any friends. Just think about it, he doesn't. He's so happy and so bouncy, and everyone's like, be like Tigger. No, don't be like Tigger. Okay? Don't be a mood hoover and don't be like Tigger, but just say hello to people. I was just saying hello to people, and I love it because I know what I'm doing, and people are hi, and then they don't know what to say, and I'll stay there just so that they carry on with that sort of awkwardness, and I'll just say, look, if we pass on our happiness, pass on our enthusiasm, every morning if we wake up and we say hello to the bus stop guy, we say hello to the taxi driver, we say hello to our milkman, we say hello to the shopkeeper, if we just speak, we pass on positivity. They would then pass on positivity. Their day will be better because your day started off nicely. Same goes with our students. If we start off that lesson in a grumpy mood, we start off that lesson in a panic, we start off that lesson annoyed, we start off that lesson angry, that will knock on to our students. So I make a real point about taking a mick out of myself, to not taking myself too seriously, to make sure that all of my lessons are full of love and all of my lessons are full of compassion. And the reality is, guys, if we don't let our students into who we are as people, you know what they do? They make up who you are as a person. And their made-up version is a lot worse. So they might see you somewhere, and you won't be buying what you're actually buying unless you speak to them. Or they might see you somewhere, and you won't be doing what you think you're actually doing unless you say hello. So the idea is, unless you fill in the blanks, they will fill in the blanks for you. Anyone use Snapchat? I'll move this back so I respond to people. Anyone use Snapchat? No, because adults don't use Snapchat. But kids use Snapchat, so I use it and then say, it's not that cool because I use it. So then I show them filters like that and they say, oh yeah, I was sending that to my friend. Yes, so was I. Suddenly it isn't as cool as we think. It's not as distracting as it should be. So if I say, you know, are you Snapchat? Yeah, I'm on Snapchat. I've got loads of Snapchat friends. I'm there all the time. Look, I'm there snapping all the time. And the point is, we need to be a little because happiness and smiling is contagious. It does literally knock on. So anybody that is still feeling slightly mood hooverish right now, just look at them and smile. If you can notice one right now. Everyone's just going to go, it's not me right now. I'm okay. I'm alright. These are the top 10 emotions as per some research that somebody didn't do, but think that these are 10 good words for us to use. Okay? Now this research can be Amjad Ali 2017, whatever you like, but the point is these words are emotions that I would love to see more of in our classrooms. If we put these 10 emotions in our classroom, I reckon we could create a climate for learning that our classrooms will make more and more learning develop and make our students want to learn more and more. So these emotions, number 6, pleasure. I know some of you are thinking, that's a bit weird. Why do you want pleasure in your classroom? Okay? Get your minds out of the gutter. Amusement, interest, surprise, happiness, delight, excitement, affection, hope, joy, pleasure. If we could get those 10 emotions into our lessons, we can really show our students, 1, we care, 2, they can learn, and 3, they will fill gaps that they do not have. And they will get those emotions that they do not receive at home, maybe. I deal with those students all the time. I deal with those students that will never see lots of those emotions. So if we could create those emotions in our classrooms, we can do better. Now there's one person that I want us to be more like.
Look, I can be a surgeon. Now my whole house is great. I can do anything good. I like my school. I like anything. I like my dad. I like my cousins. I like my aunts. I like my outfits. I like my mom. I like my sister. I like my dad. I like my hair. I like my haircuts.
Now, who can tell me that Jess is not going to have a good day? Jess is going to have an awesome day. She likes everything. She believes in everything. She believes in happiness. She believes whatever she's doing, she can do it well. Now, if we were more like Jess, our days would be better. How many of us start Mondays waiting for Fridays? How does that even work as a concept? Sunday, oh, I've got to go work Monday. Monday, I've only got 5 days till Friday. What are we doing? We're wishing away our lives every day until we get to Friday. And then Friday we're too knackered to do anything. So Saturday we think, oh, I'm getting a bit old now, I'd rather just stay in, watch a film, get a takeaway. And then Sunday, oh, I've got to work again. That's our life until we get to the holidays. And then we love being teachers again. The reality is we need to think about what we're doing and we need to think about why we're doing it. And that's something that we have to remind ourselves of. The most powerful interview question that used to be asked, and I say used to because I don't think it does anymore. I did an NQT conference with 400 teachers and about 90% of them had secured a job, and I asked them a simple question. How many of you were asked in your interview, why do you want to be a teacher? About 6 of them put their hand up. I think we've forgotten that. I think we need to strip it back to the why. We need to strip it back to why do we actually want to teach young children? Why do we actually want to work with difficult children? Why do we actually want to work with that child that says, I don't understand? Why do we want to work with that child that says, I don't get it? Why do we want to work with that child that finds it hard? Because for me, if I go to a class and there's children sit in front of me and they answer every single question, get every single thing right and respond to everything I say, I don't know what I'm teaching them. I don't know what I'm doing there for them. So I need to go back to my why, and then you need to go to the how, and then you need to go to the what. The what is the end product, the why is the first bit. That's what you've got to start thinking about. And this is what you've got to ask yourselves. And at the end of the year is a perfect time to take stock of this. To remind yourselves of all of the really brilliant moments. Something that I've asked lots and lots of people to do, and maybe think about setting this up in September for yourself. Set up a little eureka jar in your classroom. Just a glass jar, or plastic, whatever. Put it in your classroom. When and if somebody does something that is a light bulb moment, a eureka moment, get them to write down why or how or what it is. What was it that created that light bulb moment? What is it that created that eureka jar moment? And put it in the eureka jar. When you're feeling down, if any of your students are feeling stuck, get them to take out a little slip and have a little read. Remind yourselves of your why. It's really, really important. Because these are the kind of classrooms I want to teach in. These are the kind of teachers I want to work alongside. Probably not these are the sort of senior leaders I want to work with, but these are the kind of people that I love about people. We are all these people at different points. Today, another day, on the weekend, whatever, we can be all these people. The only difference is our children do not know how to regulate these kind of emotions or these kind of personalities. That's what we're here for. So I find it a bit weird when people say, don't you know your manners? No. Probably not. They were probably not taught that. Don't you know how to sit up properly? No. So the first time I went to a restaurant and I saw 3 forks and 3 knives, I thought, how many people are eating off this plate? I didn't realise that you have to start outwards, inwards. And culturally, I eat with my right hand, and I always swap the knives and forks around. So then people look at me like I'm weird. So I'm thinking, should I eat like this, or what exactly is going on? Nobody taught me that. The first time I went to university, being the first person to go to university, I got 11% in my first coursework. I did a law degree. I just got an A at A-level law. I got 11% for my coursework. And my lecturer said to me, have you ever heard of a bibliography? I said, what? I said, I've just done exams for the last 11 years. Well, I don't even know what coursework is. Bibliography. She said, footnotes. And I was like, are you taking a piss now? What are we actually talking about? Footnotes on a piece of paper? What do you mean? Okay, so the idea is we need to tell people what we want them to know. Otherwise, don't expect that they know them. We'll fly through this. Hate these words. Try your best. What, there's about 250 of us here, 300 of us here, whatever. The idea is, if I said to you all, as students of mine, just try your best. Doesn't mean absolutely anything. It means jack squat. Try your best to you means different to me, to you, to you, to you. What I'd rather we all started saying to our students was work hard, and this is what hard work looks like. You can personalize that comment, you can personalize that statement, you can personalize what that means. But I'd rather we all tell our students to work their socks off, but tell them what working their socks off looks like. Because lots of our students don't know. Lots of our students will not be able to quantify what hard work means, what trying your best means. I also captain a first team cricket team, Woodley, and I've been telling my opening batsman to try his best for the last 5 games. He hasn't scored over 10 runs. Am I going to let him continue to open the batting? No, I've dropped into the second team. He said to me, but Amjad, you keep saying to me, try your best. I'm trying my best. The idea is I need to quantify exactly what I'm expecting from my students. Otherwise, it's very difficult for our students to know what it is they're doing. So here are my 5 life messages. How long do I have? 5 minutes. 5 messages in 5 minutes. Okay, what I'd really, really love is for you to literally rip this assembly off and deliver it to your students. On my website, you can find this PowerPoint, this presentation. You can take it. You don't need to reference me. You don't need to credit me. I don't care. Just share these 5 messages with your students. 5 messages in 5 minutes. Message number 1, be selfish. Tell your students to be more selfish with their learning. If they need something, seek it out. If they want something, go get it. If they believe they need help with something, ask for help. We're too hesitant and too resistant to saying, Miss, sir, I need that. I need help. Miss, sir, can you help me with this? Miss, sir, I really need to do this. Actually, what we tend to find is we'll say, okay, I needed that, but I didn't know how to ask, or I needed to get that, but I didn't have this. So ask our students to be more selfish. Message number 2, let's flip the system. Let's wait and let's stop and let's tell our students to stop saying, I just wish I was motivated. I just wish if I went to the shop or went to McDonald's or went to watch some cinema film first, then I'd come home and be motivated. No, you won't. You've got to start doing something to be motivated. So it's action that leads to motivation, not motivation that leads to action. Okay? So the idea is to become enthusiastic and to get somewhere, you need to take that first step. So let's flip the system and tell our students, in order to become motivated, you need to start doing something. Message number 3, be the first. I've heard a lot and I've seen a lot and I've read a lot where people say, you can't be it if you can't see it. My message is really, if you can't see it, go and be it then. Don't let anything hold you back that says, well, people from my area haven't done that. People from around there haven't been that. People that look like me can't achieve that. People that come from this class can't do that. If you can't, or if they haven't, then go and be the first person. Now, that's not to isolate the people that have got successful backgrounds or successful parents. My challenge to them would be, how many of the first ofs are you going to create? So if you weren't the first, how many of the first ofs will you create? So my father's illiterate. He couldn't read or write. He came over here when he was 12, worked from the age of 12. He can't read or write in his own language, can't read or write in English. But he created me as the first of. So for me, he actually achieved far more than I've ever achieved. So the idea is, create the first or be the first. Message number 4. I mean, before we do that, we can often do assemblies where you get these lame, you get living in the house of fame and all of these cheesy songs playing in the background, and people will say, oh, look at all of these people that have been successful. And people say, I have no affiliation with these people. I don't know who these people are. I don't know what they've done. So how about reference people that are more in line with them? Stormzy, 6 A stars. He said he'd be an English teacher if he wasn't a rap artist. How about Malala Yousafzai? I can't make it any clearer to students other than saying, this girl got shot in the face, look at her GCSE grades.
Yeah.
She left her home country because the Taliban shot her in the face, look at her GCSE grades. So, be the first, recognize the first. I don't really believe in role models. I'd rather take characteristics from everybody and piece them into who I'd like to be, rather than base my life on another person. Now for later, the question that I say over and over and over, the statement I make with all of my students is what you're doing now worth the rest of your life? Is what you're not going to do now worth the rest of your life? Is now worth later? So if I offered you 1 box of chocolate and I said, actually, you could have 10 if you wait a month, which is better? Teach the students, research the concept of deferred gratification. Find out and teach the students about what now for later means. Message number 5, it's never too late. Stop talking in days to our students. So as a GCSE English teacher, year 11 secondary teacher, I used to say to students, you have 18 days till your exam, you have 10 days till your exam, you have 20 days till your exam. I don't do that anymore. When there's 10 days now, I say you have 30 hours until your exam. But I don't say 30 hours in terms of between now and your exam. That's 30 potential hours of revision. 3 hours a day is 30 hours of revision. That's a lot of time. We can do that. You have 5 days until your exam. That's 15 hours of revision that you could put in place. So think about flipping the system and making something tangible, making something reachable, making something clear for them. I have on that website, by the way, on that website, there's 300 classroom ideas for you to try for teachers by teachers. Absolutely free. And the website's called trythisteaching.com. I honestly don't know why I've set up that website. There's no sign up, there's no registration, there's no adverts. Nothing's on PDF because PDF is just saying this is good but you can't have it. Everything is editable on Word for you, so you could use it. I just want to end with this video clip.
I feel
You feel alive?
I feel happy on myself.
I feel happy with myself too. What do you got, any words of wisdom? What about for all the other kids trying to learn how to ride a bike? Can you say anything to them?
Everybody, I know you can believe in yourself. If you believe in yourself, you will know how to ride a bike. If you don't, you can't keep practicing. You won't get the hang of it, I know. If you keep practicing, you won't get anything to it. So then you can get better.
Give me some thumbs up.
So if you're no good at something, keep practicing. Okay? It's really, really important. Thank you very much for listening.